Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve day 28 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 3354. Make array elements equal to 0. So very easy problem. So in this problem you are given an integer array nums. We have to start by selecting a starting position cur such that nums of cur value is equal to 0, and we have to choose a movement direction of either left or right. So from here we can move to left or we can move to right. After that you repeat the following process, right? So if cur is out of the range, right, cur value, if the cur value is out of range, right, then this process is going to end, right? And if nums of cur value is equal to 0, then we have to move in the current direction by incrementing the cur if you are moving right, or decrementing cur if you are moving left, right? So if nums of cur value is equal to 0, then we have to move in the current direction only by incrementing the cur, right, if you are moving right, or decrementing cur if you are moving left, right? So let's suppose if I am here, right, and next time I am moving in this direction, and here I see nums of cur value is equal to 0, right? So initially my cur is here, right, and then after that I move here and I see that nums of cur value is equal to 0, then we have to move in the current direction only, right? So if I move in the current direction, in the same direction, current direction, then next time my cur will be here only, right? So that means I am incrementing the cur, right? If I am here and next time I'm moving here and here, let's suppose nums of cur value is equal to 0, then I'm going to move to this direction, right, left direction only. That simply means I'm decrementing the cur index value, right? So I'm moving in this way, right? So simple line, right, nothing complex. And here after that it is saying that if nums of cur value is greater than 0, right, if nums of cur value is greater than 0, then we have to decrement the nums of cur by 1, right? So if I am moving in this direction, right, and here I see nums of cur value is greater than 0, right, then in that case I have to decrease this value by 1, and then I have to reverse the movement, reverse your movement direction. So if you are moving this way, then you have to move this way after decrementing this value, or if you are moving this way, then you have to decrement this value and then move this way. Okay, take a step in your new direction, right? This is what we need to do, right? I will explain this part again with the example, right? So here a selection of the initial position cur and the movement direction is considered valid if every element in num becomes 0 by the end of process, right? And we have to return the number of possible valid selections, right? Okay, a selection of the initial position cur and moment direction is considered valid only if every element in nums becomes 0 by the end of process, right? So here if you see this example number 1, right, so here if you start from here, right, if you start from here, right, so you have choices, right? You can move to left or you can move to right? So here if I just give the index in 0 1 2 3 4, right? So if you start from here, right, let's say, then you move to this direction, right? You move to this direction. Okay, so if you move to this direction, here you see that this value is greater than 0, right? If this value is greater than 0, then you have to decrease this value, right? Then this 3 is going to become 2, and then you have to change the direction also, right? Clear? Then you have to change the direction as well. So now you are going to move to this direction, right? You reach here, this is 0, right? This is 0, then you are going to move in same direction only, right? Then you are going to reach here. So now when you reach here, you see this value is greater than 0, right? In that case, what you need to do, you need to change the direction and decrease this value. So this is going to be decremented, right? This value is going to be decremented and you are going to reach here. You have to change the direction, right? Change the direction, you are going to reach here. Then this value is 0 only, so you are going to move in the same direction, right? And then you are going to reach here, right? This value is greater than 0, so then in that case you have to change the direction and decrease this value by 1, right? So again you are going to move this direction, you reach here, right? And after that again from here you reach here, then again you reach here, you see this, that this value is greater than 0, so you are going to decrease this value and you are going to change the direction, right? Again you are going to start moving to this direction. This is 0, so you are going to move in same direction. Here you see value is greater than 0, so you are going to change the direction and decrease this value by 1. So now you are going to get something like this 1 0 0 0, and here this is also become 0, right? And now you are moving this direction, right? Here you see that this is going to become this value is greater than 0, right? So it is going to become 0, decrease by 1, and you have to change the direction. Now if you move the current in same direction, and it is going to reach out of bound, right? So you have to stop. Now in the end, if you see, all the elements are 0, right? So with this, right, when you are here, so with this, this action is possible, right? We are going to make everything equal, right? Same way here, instead of this starting direction, right, you choose to move here, right? If you choose to move here also, then also you are going to get this complete 0, right? So this is what given to us, right? Here if you see in this example, so here this is what I've explained, right? This part. So you start this, right, then you move here, then this 3 is going to become 2, then you change the direction. That's why you reach here, move in same direction, you reach here, this value is greater than 0, you change the direction, you decrease the value and you change the direction, you again reach here, then 0, then move in same direction, you reach here, 2, decrease the value and change the direction, you reach here, right? Again you move here, decrease the value, since it's greater than 0, then change the direction, you reach here, right? And then after that you move here, right? Clear? And this value is greater than 0, you change the direction, you move here, and this is going to become 0, right? And then in the end, this, then this, then you reach here again. So it is, this value is greater than 0, so again you change the direction, make it 0, right? You change the direction, make it 0. Then after that, again, if you see, your curry is going to move out of bound, right? And with this is possible, right? All the elements are 0, right? Clear? But same way here, this is a starting moment like this, right? Here, now if I move here, so 0 from this I move here, so this is going to become 1, right? And then I am going to change the direction, then I move to 0, then 3, then I'm going to change the direction again. So with this also, if you just notice this pattern, right? Here they have added the underscores to show you the direction, right? This, then this, then this, then here we move, then this value is greater than 0, so we are changing the direction, making it 0, then again moving like this. Okay, so with this also result is possible, right? So with the current value equal to 3, two results are possible, right? And all the elements are 0, right? So that is why we are seeing output as 2, right? Same way you can start from here also, right? So if you start from here, you will find out that all the elements will not become equal to 0, right? And your curve will move out of bound, right? So let me show you that case also, right? One case I will show, right? So here, if you move here this side, so this is going to become 0, 0, then you are going to move here, right? This side, right? So initially you are going to move here, then this one is going to become 0, you are going to change the direction, then again 0, then again you move here, you will find out that 2 is there, then again you are going to change the direction by making it 1, and then your curve is going to move out of one, you have to stop it. Now in the end, see, you see that these elements are still there, right? None of the elements are 0, so this is not valid, right? So this is one case. Again, you have to check like this as well. You can start moving from here, right, in this direction. So if you move here, you see that this 2 is bigger than 0, right? So you are going to change the direction. Now you are going to reach here, then you are going to reach here, right? So here this one is greater than 0, so it is going to become 0, 0, 1, 0, 3. You are going to move here, then here, then this is greater than 0, you are going to change the direction, and now you are going to reach here, you are going to reach here, you are going to reach here. So in the end, see, this 3 is still there and your curve moves out of bound, right? Here, so see, if curve is out of range, right? If it curve is not in this, then the process is going to end, right? So in simple layman terms, right, what we need to check here, right? So let's suppose this is one ball, cricket ball, right? This is one ball. So here we have three walls, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, right? And here this is one ball, right? So now here this ball is going to touch this and it is going to destroy it. Then this ball is going to touch this, right? We have to change the direction and it is going to destroy it. Then this ball is going to touch this and it is going to destroy it and change the direction. This ball is going to touch this, destroy it, change the direction. This ball is going to touch this, destroy it, and go here, right? This ball is going to touch it, destroy it, and then move here. So see, we have destroyed all the balls with this ball, right? We have destroyed all the balls with this ball, right? So that's what we are trying to find out, right? So with this ball, right, with this 0, right, the starting point is this 0, right? So with this, am I able to destroy all the balls, right, or not? So here, if you see, this is 0, so for this 0, in this side the sum is 3. That simply means there are 3 balls here. In this side also, if you see, in this side total sum is 3. So that is why with this 0, answer is possible. Two answers are possible, right? So initially you can start moving here, right? Or you can also start by this direction also, right? Clear? Right? So three walls we have, right? This, let's suppose this and this is wall and this is wall, right? So here we have 3 walls, right? 3 walls, w1, w2, w3, and here also w1, w2, w3, right? Here also we have 3 walls, w1, w2, w3, w1, w2, w3, right? So see here, if you follow this direction, destroy it, destroy it, destroy it, destroy it, destroy it, destroy it, right? So valid, right? Same way from here, if you start this direction first, destroy it, destroy it, destroy it, destroy, 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 you are able to destroy all the balls, right? So with this answer is possible. Two answers are possible, right? With this, 2 answers are possible, right? If we have same sum both sides of this 0, right? So with, if we have same number of sum in the left side and right side for this ball, then 2 results are possible, right? 2 results are possible, right? This is one case. Now let's say one more case. Let's suppose you have just single ball here, right? And here let's say you have 2 balls, w1 and w2, right? And here in this side you have 3 balls, w1, w2, w3, right? Now if you start from this side, right? If you destroy this wall, then you have to change the direction, you are going to destroy it. Then you are going to destroy it. Then you have to change the direction, you are going to destroy it. Then now you are not able to destroy it, right? Because in order to destroy it, you have to move here and then come here, right? But see, result is not possible, right? No result is possible. But now instead of this, if you do it like this, w2, and let's say w1 w2 here, and here we have w1 w2 w3, right? Now instead of moving in this direction, first if you move here, destroy it, then move here, destroy it, then destroy it, then destroy it, then destroy it. So now in this case, result is possible, right? So you are able to destroy all the walls, right? So from this I conclude that if in a left side and right side, if the number of walls are equal, right, then two results are possible. And if in the left side and the right side, if I do the absolute difference, right, so math dot absolute of left sum minus right sum, if the absolute difference is just one, then only one result is going to be possible, right? This is what I proved from here, right? Because in only one direction if I move, right, then only I'm going to I'm able to destroy all the walls, right? So here if you see, for this 0, from 0 only we need to check, right? So this side sum is 4 5 6 7 8 9, and here 5, so result is not possible, right? And here also result is not possible, so output is 0, right? And here if you see, in this case, if you start from here, in this side 1 and in this side 5, result is not possible, right? Here in this side 0 is, this side sum is 3, and this side sum is 3, total sum, right? So then in that case result is possible, right? 3 3, so two results are possible, that is why output is 2, right? So how I'm going to solve this problem? So let's see this example, right? So this is your nums array. So in this nums array, what is the total length? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one prefix sum, right? And if I'm here now, so I want to directly calculate the sum in the left side of this and in the right side of this, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one prefix sum array, right? In that I'm just going to store the prefix sums, right? So how I'm going to do that? So here prefix sum of I, right, it is going to denote me the sum in my nums array starting from 0 to I minus 1, right? So that's the simple meaning of prefix sum of I, right? So here I'm going to create one prefix sum of I. So here 0, then here at this prefix sum at 1 index, I'm going to store the sum until here. So that is very easy now. 0 plus 16, right? That is nothing but 16, right? Then until here I am going to store the sum here. 16 plus 13 is nothing but 29, right? Then here until here the sum is nothing but 39, like this I have to store, right? So let's write it in a better way here. So we have 16, we have 13, we have 10, then we have 3 zeros, 1 2 3, then we have 10, then we have 6, then we have 7, then we have 8, then we have 7, right? This is what we have, right? So here if I just give the indexing of all this part, so I'm going to write it 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index, 5 index, 6 index, 7 index, 8 index, 9 index, 10 index, right? So now I have to create one prefix sum of I array, right? And for this one the size is going to be n plus 1, right? So 0 1 2 3 4, right? This is what we used to do, right, to calculate the prefix sum. 7, then here 8, then here 9, then here 10, and here 11. So 11 is nothing but it's going to store the sum from 0 to I minus 1 until 10, right? So here initially it is 0, all the values are 0. So add this, we have to just simply write 16 plus 0, right? 16. Now 13 plus 16, that is nothing but 29. 29 plus 10 is nothing but 39, right? So 39, if you see, this is the correct sum until here. 29 is nothing but the correct sum until here. 16 is nothing but the correct sum until here, right? So we are doing correct. 39 and 0, 39. 39 0, 39. 39 0, 39. 39 10, 49. So 49 is nothing but a sum until here, right? So I'm just using the prefix sum previous value and the current value I'm adding it, I'm getting the new sum. 49 plus 6, 55. 55 plus 7 is nothing but 62. 62 plus 8, 70. 70 plus 7, 77. This is what I'm going to get. Now if I ask you, since we have to iterate over the nums array only, right? So if I'm here, only from 0 we have to start now. So I'm calculating the prefix sum until here, right? So what is the prefix sum until here? So until here prefix sum I have stored in this index. So if my I is here, so I can say that my left sum is nothing but PS of I, that is nothing but PS of 3. So PS of 3 is 39. So 39 is right? 39 is nothing but the sum until 0 to I minus 1. So 0 to, right? PS of I is nothing but sum from nums of 0 to I minus 1, right? This is the meaning of this. So this is correct. Now if I ask you to calculate the right sum, so what you are going to do to calculate the right sum? So right sum is nothing but total sum. Total sum means PS of n value, that is nothing but 11. So 11 means 0 to 11, 0 to 10, right? 0 to 10, okay? And from this I'm going to subtract what? I'm going to subtract PS of I plus 1. Why I plus 1? So I plus 1 means PS of 4. PS of 4 means sum until here, right? So here just note this. PS of 9 means this complete sum. PS of 9 means complete sum. And from PS of 9, right, I am subtracting PS of I plus 1. PS of I plus 1 means sum until here, right? I plus 1 means PS of 4, PS of 4 means 39, 39 means sum until this 3, right? I minus 1. So this. So now if I subtract from this, then only left out part is this now. So that is the formula, right? So here I can easily calculate 77 minus I plus 1, 39. So 77 minus 39 is nothing but 38. So 38 is the sum this side. So now the absolute difference is 1. So absolute difference 1. So that means that only one answer is possible for this particular index. Same way, only one answer is possible for this, only one answer is possible for this, if you calculate the absolute difference. So this is what we need to do. Very simple, right? Let's write the code. Okay. Let me just maximize the screen here. What you need to do here, first you have to calculate the length of nums array. Int n is nothing but nums dot length. Create one answer variable, set it to 0, then create one prefix sum. Here you have to write new int, and here you have to write n plus 1. And then after that, what you need to do here, you have to run one loop to calculate the prefix sum. I is equal to 0, and here I is less than equal to n, and here I plus plus. So here you have to update PS of you have to start the I from 1, right? So add 1. What I'm doing, I'm just storing the sum of as PS of I minus 1 plus nums of I minus 1. So this is what I'm applying the logic, right? This is how I'm going to calculate the prefix sum. Then after that, once I calculate this, I have to just iterate over all the values in my nums array one by one. Nums, and here I plus plus, here it should be n, right? I have to iterate over all the values, and here I'm only checking if my nums of I value, if it is equal to 0. In that case only I need to check. So if this is a case, then I'm just going to calculate the left sum. So left sum is nothing but PS of I, right? And I'm calculating the right sum. Right sum is nothing but PS of n minus PS of I plus 1. So this is how I'm calculating the right sum. And here I'm just going to write, if a left sum is equal to my right sum, in that case you have to update your answer with a 2. Answer is equal to answer plus 2. And else, if the math dot absolute value of left sum minus right sum value, right, if this value comes out to be equal to 1, right, absolute value difference, right, in that case what you need to do, you have to just simply add 1 to the answer. That's it. And in the end, once all this is done, then you have to simply return the answer, right? Return answer, right? So let me just maximize the screen here. Let's run it. So see, all the test cases have been accepted, right? So this loop is running off n time. This loop is also running off n time. So off n plus off n, that is nothing but off 2n, and off 2n I can simply say off n. So off n is going to be my time complexity. So let's submit it. Let's see. So see, our solution is accepted, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem, and if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.